Welcome back to 52 Weeks of Gaming. As always, I'm here to introduce the video, hand it off, and go through all the normal things. So without further ado, let's send it to Nick for this week's game. So this week, I am playing the Elder Scrolls Online, because I played Elder Scrolls before, never played it online because it wasn't online, so I'm going to see how it really compares to things like Oblivion and Skyrim. So yeah, we're gonna do that. We're gonna explore the lands, gonna create a person, and do that. So yeah. So the Elder Scrolls Online, which is what it was originally called, came out in 2014. It's published by ZeniMax Online Studios, or it's developed, by ZeniMax Online Studios and published by Bethesda. I want to make sure I get that order correct. And there's tons of it that you can go and do. You can go and choose a number of different races. I think you have 10 total ones that you can go and do, as well as about 5 or 6 different classes, so you have, that many options to go and play as. And it begins as the character. It's set way before Oblivion, Skyrim, and every game that's already in the Elder Scrolls series itself. But it's set way beforehand, so it's not really influenced by those stories at all, and kind of helps set up the world that it is in. And it was originally subscription based. It was something that started out originally that you had to go and pay a subscription for, and you had to pay for the service, and that was something that a lot of people were having issues with, and so they relaunched the game, and it came back out on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One as Tamriel Unlimited was what they added to it, and a lot of things got improved with it as well, and it really became a more successful game. And I mean, now it's having its 5th year anniversary going on right now, and they're celebrating, and it's hats off to ZeniMax and Bethesda for making a game that's lasted 5 years and has been super successful in that. And I'm going to let Nick go into more detail about what he thinks of the game and its 5-year anniversary. Alright, so this week was Elder Scrolls Online, Tamriel Unlimited, and it was an interesting game. I mean, I've played the Elder Scrolls games before. I've played Oblivion, I've played Skyrim, and so I kind of had an idea of what to expect going in, but I didn't realize just how close to something like World of Warcraft it is. I mean, ESO, as what it's abbreviated as, is an MMORPG, massive multiplayer online role-playing game, and you start out as one of these races, and you pick a class, and then you have your little bit of an origin, and then you go off to your respective starting area, and you go from there, and it kind of goes and builds, and you have, and I say it's WoW because it's the only MMORPG I could really think of, but it's all these quests. You have quests upon quests upon quests upon quests, and you level up, and you're collecting new gear, which is more powerful, and trying to go and figure out stats and skills that you want to go and have, and that's all part of the RPG aspect of it. And I mean, there's always going to be quests and things like that in RPGs. I mean, Skyrim gives you 900 quests and pretty much sends you all over the world, and this does the same exact thing, except Tamriel is the whole region, where Skyrim was like a province of it. So this is on a much grander scale, and even though you're starting in little areas, but it's one of those things that I always hated in things like WoW, and I get that it's part of the games, and it makes perfect sense. It's just a personal thing that I don't like, but it's like you go into a new area to go and do one quest, and all of a sudden 20 people are like, hey, I need your help with this, and then you have to go and help them with that, and you're getting sidetracked, and it's like you have this main quest that you're going and doing, or this reason you're in this area, and then you go and help someone else out, and then you're in the middle of helping them out, and you help someone else out, and it just keeps going down, and then eventually you're just like, cool, I forget the original reason why I came here in the first place. And then you have to kind of work your way back up, slowly finishing these quests and doing all these things, and you might run into other people along the way, and that's why it's considered a massive multiplayer online game, is because it's online and has servers, and you're going to see all these different people running around, and sometimes it's beneficial, and I mean, in most cases in this sort of thing, it is beneficial, because there'll be cases where I'll be on a quest going and doing something like killing a certain number of enemies, or trying to go and find something, and I go into the area, and either all the enemies are defeated, or I'm in the middle of fighting one, and someone else just shows up and starts attacking them as well. And it's nice because it makes it a little bit easier. It kind of lets you choose. You can go with friends, and that was always the thing with WoW that was really nice, is you could do it solo, but it was a bit more fun with friends. And I think with friends, something like Elder Scrolls Online definitely would allow you to role play a bit more and kind of be more immersed in it. And that's, I guess, part of the thing that I feel like I lack at, is as much as I've played Oblivion and as much as I've played Skyrim and I love them, I know people who are bigger fans of the whole Elder Scrolls franchise than I am. And so when they're talking about characters, I know that this is, set before all of the stuff that happens in those games, but when they're talking about specific races and characters and ideas and concepts and religions and all these sorts of things that happen in the universe, that are in the universe, I'm kind of just like almost like eyes glass over, because I care about the story and I think it's interesting, but I don't have that same level of investment that I know some other people have and would go and find it interesting. And I think for the game, I will say, for the game being on its 5-year anniversary right now, and like being out for 5 years as an MMO, especially against something like WoW, I think it's fantastic, and I give Bethesda and ZeniMax like all the credit in the world to going and having this thing exist. And I think it's great because of that. And they've done things like add Morrowind and add Somerset and have these DLC packs that you can go and get, and it's free, and you can have subscriptions if you want, and there's so much to it that I want to say, like, even in the week that I've played it, like, I know I've not even scratched the surface of what you can do in it, what's available, and everything. I've barely touched anything, and that's just the size of the game it is and the type of game that it is that it requires a lot more energy than one week in playing it just to go and play a game for a week. I mean, again, the game's been out for 5 years, and that's something that I was going through as a level 10, and I see people who are level 800, 900, and so you're seeing people who have put countless hours into something like this because they go and they love the franchise and they love the series and they love everything that the game is about, and something that they really go and enjoy, and I think it's great. I think the game is fantastic. I think that the world itself is really cool, especially because previously you can only go into these specific areas of like Morrowind or of Somerset or of Daggerfall or of Skyrim, and you can only go into these limited little provinces, and they're slowly in Elder Scrolls Online being like, cool, we're going to have the entire continent of Tamriel, so you can kind of go and explore and see all these places that you know of, and it's great. I think it's a brilliant idea, and I see it being the future of their franchise, even with, Elder Scrolls 6 going to be on the next platforms that come out, and Skyrim being on every single platform after that. But it's great. It's a great game. I enjoyed it, and I think it was a lot of fun to play. So that's my overall thought on it. Oh, the reason that it's going so fast is because so actually my first question is going to be, why is this video going so fast? Part of MMOs is that it's taking so long to go and kill enemies and do things, that this is actually at like 4 times the speed of actually what was happening, just because otherwise it would just be me killing enemies and be super boring to watch. Okay, so who do you think should go and play the game then? I think anyone who likes Elder Scrolls games would go and play it. Anyone who's played any of the previous ones, anyone who likes MMORPGs, like WoW, anyone who likes good storytelling and likes mystical things. I mean, most MMORPGs are more of that fantasy aspect. I think there's definitely other ones out there besides this one and WoW that people probably play, and I'm sorry for not mentioning, but I really think I think everyone should at least give it a shot. It is, again, it's free. There's no subscription to it, so it's something definitely worth trying out. Do you think you're going to go and keep playing it? Yeah, I think I'll hop back in here and there to go and kind of play it and see how it is, and kind of go with the character. I know, as I said before, it's something that takes countless hours to go and play and go and do, so it's something that I'd have to go and fully put a lot of energy in to really get anywhere, and unfortunately I don't have the time for that, and I feel bad for that. So it's just something I can't do, but I definitely think I'm going to go back to it. I enjoyed it.